Movies like The Fox and the Hound and Ratatouille have shown that people have a soft spot for heartwarming tales of unlikely animal friendships. These films, with their moments of first encounters, conflicts, and adventures, touch our hearts, even though we know that friendships between a grown man and a rat are a rarity in reality. However, the animal kingdom has a way of surprising us by defying our expectations. Lions befriending children and monkeys as pets may seem like the stuff of Disney movies, but occasionally, real-life instances prove otherwise. In certain parts of South Africa, encountering wild and exotic animals is not unusual due to the presence of fanged, horned, and venomous creatures. However, one particular day in November changed everything for a South African farmer. This farmer, accustomed to life on the wild side, noticed something unusual in the distance: a crumpled and oddly shaped figure. To his astonishment, it was a giraffe, just a few days old, gazing up at him with soulful eyes. Instinctively, he knew he had to call the nearest rescue organization. Unfortunately, the closest one was the rhino orphanage in Limpopo, which wasn't equipped to handle young, fragile giraffes. Nevertheless, upon hearing the farmer's story, the rescue team from the rhino orphanage rushed to the scene. In the initial 18 hours, they'd braced themselves for the worst as the baby giraffe's condition deteriorated to the point of coma. Abandoning the critically ill giraffe, much like its mother had done, might have seemed logical, but this resilient rescue team refused to give up. Dr. Pierre Bester skillfully administered an IV catheter to provide the giraffe with essential fluids and nutrients, and all they could do was hope for signs of life. They weren't alone in this wait. From the moment the giraffe arrived at the rescue center, an unexpected bond formed between the baby giraffe and Hunter, a Belgian Malinois. Hunter remained faithfully by the giraffe's side as it struggled to regain consciousness. Whether it was Hunter's compassion, the IV medication, or a combination of both, the giraffe eventually stirred and opened its eyes, a moment of pure joy for the rescuers. Yet, no one seemed happier than Hunter, whose newfound friend had awakened. As the giraffe and the pup gazed into each other's eyes, an unbreakable connection was forged. A heartwarming video captured the two friends side by side, grooming and cuddling, showcasing the remarkable turnaround of a giraffe that had been on the brink of death just days before. They named the giraffe Jazz, reflecting his curious and vibrant personality. Jazz and Hunter became inseparable, even though life for Jazz was not all snuggles and hugs during his recovery. The Rhino Orphanage team knew that Jazz's journey to health would be challenging, especially since he'd have been abandoned by his own kind. His spindly legs and imposing height presented unique challenges for the rescuers more accustomed to working with rhinos. Nevertheless, they were determined to give Jazz the care he deserved, providing him with days of intensive attention. A week after Jazz's rescue, the orphanage staff visited his pen to check on his progress. To their delight, he was standing, albeit with his neck sticking out of the pen at an odd angle. Jazz was happily munching on acacia leaves, and the proud rescuers captured this adorable moment on video, sharing it on Facebook. While the rescuers were proud of Jazz's progress, Hunter was even prouder. The bond between Jazz the giraffe and Hunter the Belgian Malinois was nothing short of astonishing, according to the rescue group. However, the future held uncertainty as Jazz might soon be ready to return to the wild. The thought of Jazz and Hunter being separated was a tough one, given the deep friendship they had formed since Jazz's arrival at the orphanage. Hope remained that Jazz and Hunter could find a way to stay together. Hunter had been there for Jazz during his lowest moments, despite being from different species. To keep their friendship strong, the Rhino Orphanage could seek guidance from organizations like Don't Forget Us, Pet Us, an animal sanctuary in Massachusetts that had cared for a blind cow named Baby, demonstrating the power of compassion and determination in the animal kingdom. The staff faced a dilemma. They couldn't figure out why Baby, the cow at the sanctuary, seemed so lonely. With no other cows around, she lacked companionship. As Baby continued to appear despondent, the staff grew increasingly concerned. Then, a breakthrough idea emerged. What if they introduced Baby to a different kind of animal? That's when Lulu the pig entered the picture. Lulu had suffered a leg injury as a piglet, and despite their different species, both Baby and Lulu shared special needs. The staff believed that their shared experiences might make them compatible friends. Not only did Baby and Lulu share disabilities, but they also had similar backgrounds, both having been rescued from slaughterhouses in the United States. To test if they could become friends, Baby and Lulu were introduced, much to the delight of the staff. Previous attempts to pair Baby with other animals had failed, but this time was different. The two animals immediately bonded, defying expectations. Over the next 8 years, Baby and Lulu developed a close-knit friendship. Lulu was often referred to as Baby's seeing eye pig, as they were rarely apart. They adapted to having fun closer to home due to their disabilities, and everything they did, including mealtime, became an opportunity to enjoy each other's company. Lulu's presence eased the challenges of Baby's blindness. However, after 8 years together, Lulu passed away, leaving Baby in a state of grief and disorientation. She mooed for days and wandered frantically, struggling to navigate without her dear friend. The staff made efforts to introduce her to other animals, but nothing seemed to fill the void. Just when hope seemed lost, another rescued animal arrived at the sanctuary, a baby calf. The staff hoped to introduce Baby and the calf gradually, allowing them to become accustomed to each other's presence. But the calf had other plans and quickly broke through the gate that separated them, rushing to Baby's side. Baby's spirits were lifted as the spunky calf embraced her. While no one could replace Lulu, Baby took the calf under her wing, protecting and nurturing her just as Lulu had done for her. The bond between Baby and the calf was immediate and filled with love, continuing the caring relationship Baby had experienced with Lulu. Though Lulu remained in Baby's heart, she'd have found a new friend to share her journey of recovery with. In a similar story, animal lovers Steve Jenkins and Derek Walter had already opened their home to rescue dogs, cats, a turkey, and koi fish when they received an offer to adopt a micro-pig named Esther. Despite initial hesitation, they decided to welcome her into their family. Esther's arrival, initially unnerved and sunburned, marked the beginning of her recovery and adjustment to their lively household, where she formed connections with the other animals. However, a visit to the vet uncovered something unexpected, leaving her dads astonished. The vet quickly noticed that Esther's tail had been clipped, a practice typically associated with commercial farming. This revelation was perplexing because micro-pigs aren't bred for commercial purposes. It soon became apparent that Esther was, in fact, a regular piglet. Whether the woman who initially contacted Steve had misled him or if it was an honest mistake remained uncertain. However, their love for Esther was unwavering, and they decided to keep her as part of their family. Esther's behavior mirrored that of the dogs in the household, well-behaved most of the time and exceptionally friendly. Despite the vet's initial assessment that she would likely reach a weight of around 90 kilograms or 200 ulbs, Esther had already exceeded 250 ulbs by her first birthday, and she continued to grow. Her affection extended to every creature in the house, and in response, their family expanded to include another dog and even a turkey, as Steve and Derek couldn't resist the opportunity to offer a loving home. As Esther reached her full size, she weighed approximately 550 ulbs. Her sheer size made it increasingly challenging for her to fit inside the house, prompting Steve and Derek to make significant adjustments. They launched an Indiegogo campaign to raise funds for a farm, which would serve as a sanctuary for rescued farm animals, with Esther as the central figure. Esther's profound impact on their lives led Steve and Derek to become vegetarians in her honor, reflecting the emotional connection they had forged with her. Her popularity on social media prompted Steve to create a website, S30WonderPig.com, where she garnered an even larger fan base. Recognizing the importance of sharing Esther's story, they published a book in 2016 titled Happily Ever Esther, which documented their journey with her, the bond she formed with her dads and pet siblings, and the incredible nature of pigs. The book's success led to Steve and Derek being invited to present a TED talk about their beloved big little girl. Esther's story had a profound impact on countless individuals, inspiring them to visit her, adopt a vegetarian lifestyle, and shed light on the loving and gentle nature of pigs in general. This transformative influence became known as the Esther effect. Despite the unexpected twist in adopting a not-so-micro pig, Steve and Derek had no regrets. They were delighted to witness their sanctuary gradually filling up with more wonderful animals, all united by the enduring love and compassion that Esther had brought into their lives.